This is Danish. I'm back with our free community webinar sessions, and today we have two incredible guests, Marc and Dagne, and I believe they both are in Estonia, correct?
False. I'm in Germany, and Dagne is in Estonia.
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. And I'm in Brazil right now, so South America and Europe connection. So guys, before we start in, I will quickly share my screen and share some free community resources so you can get benefited from them. So just a second. And as people are joining us, I would appreciate it if you introduce where you come from. That would be amazing. So first community resource is visadb.io. I'm the founder, of course. It's a free database. You can browse all the visas available to your citizenship. And also you can check out the experts like Dagne and SilvaHunt and other, immigration and company formation experts around the world. So 249 services for 70 countries, incredible portal, it's free mostly, but of course you have to pay to experts and the companies. Second, shout out to Safety Wing. They have the best insurance products, maybe the most cheapest as well. A lot of digital nomads use them. Check their product out. So these were the quick shout outs, and let me get back and let me introduce our incredible guest. First, I will introduce Dagne. She's representing SilvaHunt, which is a company which helps global entrepreneurs to register their businesses in Estonia. It's a good service, yes. Very handy, very helpful. And our incredible entrepreneur, one of us, our digital nomad friend, Marc from Germany. He's with us.
Hi, guys.
Yes, how are you doing? So Marc, I will start with, please tell us a little bit about you. You are, of course, a digital nomad and entrepreneur. What are you doing and what is your project?
I'm, like any one of us, probably building their dream lives. And it started for me some time ago with a very bad story, actually. So I was working at an investment firm, and even though I already had like the job which I thought like, okay, this is amazing, just 40 hours. And I went from university to work there, and it was like responsibility from day one. They sent me from Germany to India after 3 weeks for me to conduct like a full report on the situation of the investments there. And this is how it kept going. So from the side that it's intellectual, from the intellectual side, amazing, but from the feeling side, really, really wrong. And it took me quite a while to figure that out, what it actually was. And finally, the burnout behind it and really getting really, really sick made me change it. So I was not ready to change my life. I had to feel the pain, the real pain first. And so after that, I decided that I'm gonna create everything according to my well-being. So I look at myself and be very honest with myself. What is it that I actually want to do? And this was when my digital nomad journey started. So I started with founding an agency for digital marketing services, and had a couple of clients in the beginning that, with a nice business model, were a subscription-based business model, were giving me a nice, solid income every month. And from that it developed, and I figured I want to focus more on the feeling side of life, the feeling side in marketing, because my background is B2B marketing, where everything is usually very fact-based, and you talk a lot about numbers, which is good, which is important, but the feeling side of it is so neglected. And that actually makes, in my opinion, the huge difference between mediocre marketing and great marketing. And so I started to use my combined knowledge that I had acquired with branding, with marketing, with strategy, with building up startups in the past, and to help founders and solopreneurs to build and monetize their personal brand with this feeling side. So focusing on the authentic self, and from that designing the personal brand, and not just the personal brand, because for me, this is just a vehicle. For me, personal branding is like an invitation to reflect on what is it that you actually want to do, what is it that really is good for you, and where can you really capitalize on your strengths. So how do you design the world for you, basically? And yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Just listening to it made me emotional. So I definitely, you're doing a good job. Bringing emotions to the business. It's not about transaction, it's about human, about emotions. So incredible, Mark. That's great to know. So I will start with you, because a lot of digital nomads right now listening to you. I am surprised that 37 people joined. Mark, you're famous, and people will be watching later. So they are also in this process right now. Either they are already digital nomad, or they are thinking, or they're planning. They're in a process, right? So the first thing, either they are a freelancer or they have a company. Where the hell do I register this company? Because we are nomadic people, we are all over the world, and the only thing, the last thing we want is that we are going back or signing a document, a government document. So I would ask you, what is the best country you think as a digital nomad to register this agency or a company or as a freelancer?
Well, I have not evaluated all of them. So there's no definitive answer to that. And probably it's also a question where you are located in the world. So I can tell you how I did it and how I came up with Estonia. So I had this set up with a friend. We had this idea of building the LinkedIn Growth Campus to do exactly the branding and so on with the LinkedIn focus. And he is the sales guy. I'm the marketing guy. So we teamed up. We are both from Germany. And we heard from a friend from university that he registered his first companies in Estonia. Okay. And so this was the first kind of thing where we got intrigued. And then we were thinking, okay, what are the advantages of it? And there are many advantages of it. It's when you're from Germany, it's like, okay, everyone knows we're a very bureaucratic country. So, and a very paper-based country still. It's getting better, but it's still really bad. And the tax authority is like from the tax system, how it's built, how it's conceived, it's very time consuming. Sure. So nothing that you want to have as an entrepreneur that is founding a business. And also nothing that you want to have when you're a digital nomad. So like that's the first thing. And when you think about integrating other people in the business that also live around the world. So how can you do all the changes that you want to do in the company without going back to Germany or doing some kind of notary thing with fax or I don't know, mail maybe from South America, for instance. Like this takes a lot of time. So this is the time that I don't want to spend. I don't want to spend my time on this. Yeah. And actually, in the process, when we founded this company, half a year later, I identified like a third amazing co-founder from India, and his name is Adi. And in Germany, we would have had problems to incorporate him, to give him shares of the company, because there's the money laundry law, the anti-money laundry law, and which has good intentions, but the problem is that on the execution, like we would have had to go through a bureaucratic nightmare to get him on board of a German company. And with Estonia, once he has the E-residency, what's called, once he's registered, he can there, even though being a citizen outside the EU, he can there invest in other companies, create his own companies, and it's so much easier.
Wow. So far, if I summarize it, adding investors remotely, managing this company paperless, like you don't need to sign anything, everything is done remotely. And
Yeah.
you can also add and remove shareholders easily without any like hiring a lawyers. Is that correct?
It, exactly. It's very, you can do everything online. No money, no lawyer needed. Yeah.
Wow.
It's very
This is,
simple.
I
Yeah.
think this is like a music to digital nomad ears. And
Yeah.
I want to ask you, like, of course, like, if I like take a step back. So once, when of course you were browsing where to register your company, Estonia has a good sort of marketing. People know about Estonia. It's a good place. You know, and US and UK, these are the top three places where digital nomads register companies. They all
Mm.
have its own benefits based on where you come from and what are your goals are. But once you decided, okay, this is gonna be Estonia, what was the process was like? Was it easier to register this company in Estonia?
Well, I think it would have been not so easy doing everything on our own. And I mean, if you have time to do research and so on, there are a couple of options, I think. But if you really want to have a strong partner there and someone also that gives you access to the community, to the local community in Estonia, which you need for several reasons. One is for the tax reason as well, because you have to make sure that you have a certain interest in Estonia, so that why would you go to Estonia and why can you not do it at home? So, and just that it's more paperless is not the main argument for the tax authority in Germany. So you have to have a legitimate interest in Estonia for your business activities there, and to invest there, to get to know the right people to invest there, to find great, because Estonia has a lot of as you said, like a lot of founders are there. Like the ecosystem, the startup ecosystem is just amazing.
Yeah.
And you need someone to accelerate that. Of course, you can do it also on your own, but having a partner that also brings you in sometimes, it just opens up. And like Dagne, for instance, like she invited me to this webinar, right? Like things just open up. And and that's why we decided to go with SilvaHunt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. SilvaHunt. Okay, let's talk about it. So I think you mentioned a really good point, that the network, because we digital nomads are roaming around the world. We are like a professional hobos, right? We don't have this business network. So having this opportunity to join this professional network of entrepreneurs or any other network of startups, it's a huge, huge value. I see it. Now we are
Absolutely.
connected, you're connected with me. I'm sure we will be doing something and we will be connecting each other. So you mentioned SilvaHunt, like Dagne invited you. So Dagne, I want to ask you, what is SilvaHunt is doing in this whole equation of helping digital nomads or remote workers?
Yeah, so I'm really glad you mentioned this networking aspect, because this is one of our core values. So we organize these networking events for our clients. For example, this year in May, we are getting together for a client meetup. So we're just having like a dinner party where everyone can mingle and meet each other. So we really value this personal touch and seeing each other face to face. And also, we really value this this aspect of inviting and introducing Estonia to our clients.
Yeah.
So this is something you can expect, and we try to tell our clients about new opportunities here, and we try to do matchmaking. So this is one of the core things. And of course, our main bread and butter is, of course, this service provider aspect. So we provide the contact person and legal address service, accounting, and tax advising. But this networking aspect is so important for us. Yeah.
Sure. So I really appreciated that you mentioned your service at the end, but you offered first what you value, what value you offer to entrepreneurs. So thank you very much. So of course you organize these incredible events, and I'm definitely going to join when I'm around. But the service part, of course, I want to mention that as well because it really helps. So it's kind of bundled package which helps entrepreneurs to register, to maintain like accounting, and of course, you need to have a company or business address which you offer in Estonia, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
If you're not living in Estonia, you need to have a service provider.
Sure. Okay. So to be honest, there's a lot of questions coming in, and we could jump in because you always have 30 minutes, right? It's a fast session. But I want to ask one last question from Marc, because people will be asking me, Marc, you are from Germany, and do you pay any, like, how does the tax thing work? Like, whatever income your business makes, do you pay taxes to Estonia, or how does it work? Do you know about a little bit about it?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So in Estonia, when you get revenue with your company, and you let the money in the company, then you don't pay tax. So if you have a long-term perspective on growing your business, this is really amazing. And when you take the money out, then there's a certain percentage that goes to the Estonian government,
Sure.
and also the tax authority in Germany also taxes.
Okay. So if what I understood, like if you just don't declare a profit, but just pay you yourself a salary, then you don't have to pay taxes, correct?
Yeah, well, if you pay yourself a salary, then you pay taxes, the employee tax as well.
Okay.
And also the health insurance is connected to it.
You pay the payroll taxes in the country where you are living, not in Estonia.
Yes, not in Estonia, right?
Yes, not in Estonia,
Sure,
but you pay it. Yeah. So in total, So it's not. I would say it's not a tax haven, not at all. But if you have this long-term vision on building the business, this is absolutely valuable. Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you, because I'm just reading the chats, and so I'm gonna quickly jump in and quickly ask, because let's answer, because that will cover a lot of topic as well, and people will feel amazing included. So let me first, Chuck, thanks, answer. I thank you, Chuck, for joining in today. I love you. And let me go back to the question and answer. I already have few. Chris asked, I'm curious about both Estonia residency and registering in the UK. Do you know which are the benefits? Okay, I can answer, Marc, on your behalf, because we did the UK one as well. So Chris, we are organizing another UK one next week. So please join that. Today you are here. Marc has already shared few things about how to register it, a little bit about taxes, and then you can join the UK one and you can compare yourself. It's a very, to be honest, in the individualistic case. It's not like a template that it applies on everyone. So there are a few variables. So please join that. Clear. In one sentence, why did you decide for Estonia, Marc? One sentence. That's I don't know. How would you say it in one sentence?
It's built for digital nomads.
Okay, it's for digital nomads. So clear. Yes, the ideal for digital nomads. Everything managed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Are there any special benefits for women entrepreneurs in Estonia in the network? Dagne, would you like to? Is there any, or?
I mean, the fact that Estonia is so small is actually our advantage, which means that you can contact anyone. Like you can find a person who knows a person who might know the president, for example.
Well,
so you can find pretty high level. You can contact pretty high level people. So I think that's a good thing. And when you're especially in the startup field, right? There are not so many female founders, but there is a community of them in Estonia as well. So I think she could benefit from that for sure.
This is incredible, Viru. I can tell you, I was in Estonia, I lived there, and I was in Swana, with all the government officials in the same, so on, in the same tub, and we were discussing.
Wow.
So Dagne is right. And if you are a woman entrepreneur, incredible resources there. And of course, your first connection is Dagne. So,
Yes.
and that's how we connect. You can connect and you can get benefit. Second reason I also want to share, Dagne, with you, that in digital nomad community, of course, in a startup, there's a big gap, but in digital nomad community, luckily we are like literally 50-50. So incredible women are there who are building businesses, and that, of course, Viru is one of them. So Viru, good place to start. Okay, Christian, is there any risk of me opening my company in Estonia and residing in 2 different countries, plus having clients elsewhere?
This is a really specific, like, depends on like how many days you spend in those countries and what countries they are and what rules those countries have. So the first thing we actually ask our clients or potential leads when they contact us, have you talked to your local tax advisor yet? Because we don't know all the local rules in your country. So it's a good idea for you to check them out first.
Okay.
Yeah, and just a hint for that, because not all tax lawyers are possess the knowledge or the perspective on this. So you need to find someone that has some. I mean, talking about tax lawyers, it's not like the industry that's recognized for being very innovative. So you need to find someone who has, wants to be a little bit creative and has this entrepreneurial view on things. Otherwise, I think, you will not get value out of out of it.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, because I'd like to add that we have a list of affiliates who we recommend, who we know that have that mindset of being international. So, but we haven't covered the whole Europe yet, so it takes time.
Okay. Thank you, Dagne. I would like to talk to you about that list because my community can really get benefit from it. So yes, you both are right. I have talked to lawyers. Literally, I was like, what? I think I know more than you in the context of global tax requirements. Kristen, to answer you, if you're registering a business, in terms of business-wise, it's pretty simple. Your business is registered in Estonia. You can be anywhere. It doesn't matter, and so that's very clear. But your personal tax residency, that's opens a new thing, right? So please check it out and talk to Dagne. Carlos, Marc, how much from your income do you pay? I think we already covered that. If you don't declare profit, Carlos, so there's no tax. It sounds very good, right? So it is actually, if you keep the profit in the company, there is 0 tax. If you take it out, then I don't know, it's 10 to 20%, something like that. But
no, it's more. It depends on the country where your personal tax residency is. So in Germany, it's a lot actually. It's still 40%, something around that. I calculated once but forgot. But it really depends on the personal tax structure in your resident country.
Okay, if I'm registered in Paraguay with a 0 tax personal tax, then there is no tax then, right?
Yes.
Apparently, okay.
Sounds like it.
Somehow we cracked the code. Okay, well, we will get back to it, guys. So, but business-wise, there's no tax. Personal, of course, it depends on your situation wherever you are. Chris, do I need to travel to Estonia to do the process, or can I do it while nomading? Dagne, do you know this?
Yes, so you can do it. Of course, you can do it all online, but depends on what locations you're traveling to, because some areas are more covered with pickup locations and some are less. So I think they have over 45 pickup locations at this moment.
Sure.
But for example, in USA, there are like 2 ones. I think it was San Francisco and Washington or something. So, so the rest of USA is not covered.
So let me tell you guys, maybe you are not getting it. Like, what about the pickup locations? Can you tell us, like, the first step is to get some ID card or something? E-residency, right? The first step is to get
Yes, yes.
e-residency.
So keep
Okay.
in mind that this is a government issued document, not just any document. So the
Yeah.
Estonian government is issuing this, basically giving you the right to give a digital signature. Now you
Okay.
can apply for it online, and you need to choose a pickup location, which is the most convenient to you. And then you have to go to, usually it's an Estonian embassy. You have to go there physically and give your fingerprint. As I said, it's a government document. So they still need this fingerprint, and that's why you need to go there. If you cannot go there right away, you can extend the time that they're keeping the card there for 6 months, usually. So they're flexible with that.
Sure. So Chris, to answer you, registering a business is like maybe 2 days. But the problem is, before you register your business, you need to get a ID, a government issue ID, which called e-residency. And to get that, as Dagne mentioned, there are pickup locations, around 45 pickup locations around the world, where you have to walk in and give your fingerprint. So this is only physical process, the physical part of the process in the whole remote company. Once you've done that,
still the dark side.
For us, nomad, anything physical like makes us nervous. But if you do that, it's a good investment for your business. And after that, for your whole life, to file taxes, to run your business, to add shareholders, as Marc said before, you don't need anything. Paperless, everything done online. So good investment.
Yes.
Okay. Fabiola Mancini. I really like your name, Mancinelli. So I understand correctly, e-residency is mainly for your business. You do not need to actually reside in the country to get in. Is this correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So Fabiola, it's not a visa. It's just an ID to operate a legal vehicle or entity in Estonia. All right. Chris, then you don't pay anything in Estonia. I think Chris is still on the taxes part. Yes, Chris, if you're not declaring any profits, zero tax. Anything you pay after that, it's based on where you are, because that will be your income as a salaried person. That will be your personal income. So, and also if you declare a profit, then it, of course, wherever you are, how they see this investment income and how they tax it. So yeah, Chris, again, I love you, Chris. E-residency taxation process is so confusing. I am really sorry. Yes, it may sound confusing, especially I am now very clear on that, and Marc and Dagne, because we all are into this kind of things. So, but I understand what you're talking. That's why there are service providers to get you help. So if you pay a little bit of money, to be honest, huge investment, they can save you. People like Dagne and others, they can
Can
save you.
I point out something for digital nomads? It's especially so. The reason why digital nomads can benefit even more from e-residency than these people who are residents in one country or have tax residency somewhere is because they're not very likely to have this permanent establishment. So they can avoid it more easily. So for example, if I would be living in Germany for over 183 days, I would get a permanent establishment for my Estonian company there. That means that I would need to start paying the German taxes there. So this is why this is especially useful for digital nomads. They can use the system more flexible and leverage.
Yeah, we are in a gray area. Great point, Dagne. You mentioned that. And people who you do not understand, Dagne, I think look into it. But we are perpetual travelers, so we stay less than 3 months to 6 months, less than 183 days. So we are not considered anywhere resident or tax resident. So that puts us in a gray area where we are kind of tax free, depending on if your countries and your ties. There are a few variables there as well. So don't take my words that, oh, you're free, you're just traveling and nothing. No. There are some ties, especially I come from Canada, so you do not have to have like a ties there as well. So just leaving is not an answer. But yeah, generally that is in a gray area, and that gives us a little bit of advantage that we don't have any permanent establishment anywhere. Christian is asking, can I register a company with Hugh is asking, can I register a company without being an e-resident? Would it be faster for me? I don't think so. It's possible, right?
No, it's not faster, but it's possible.
Oh,
so that's the
damn.
common misconception, that it's faster.
Wow, this is, I did literally see, I'm learning. I thought that you need to have this e-residency to register a business if you're not.
Yeah, I don't want to keep any secrets. So it's not a
Yes.
secret. You can do, you can form a company by doing a power of attorney, by giving a power of attorney, for example, to SilvaHunt.
Wow.
But this is so much more work for us, for example, and so much more stress for the client, because they have to go to their local notary and get some documents apostilled before they can even start forming a company here. And different countries have different, how to say, standards for taking time, you know, in the notary and the post and so on.
Wow. I'm learning. Thank you. I'm learning as well. So that's, I think that now I'm understanding the purpose of e-residency. Wow. So this is to remove all this bottleneck, right? That's incredible.
Yes.
Thank you, Dagne. Silva B. Is it from your company? I don't know.
No.
Okay, it would appear that most businesses are digital service businesses, correct? Are there any e-residency businesses that are selling something tangible? Any tips from that? I think business is a business. You can do anything with it, right?
E-commerce businesses. There are a lot of e-commerce businesses that are owned by e-residents, drop shipping, all of that kind of thing.
Wow.
So,
okay. That's the perfect, yeah, you like nail it. Yes, all the Silva, all these e-commerce business, they're shipping actual products, right? They are also registered in Estonia. I think I know a lot of them actually e-commerce. They have online shops. They're using drop shipping. They're using their different supply chain. That's another topic. But
Amazon, FBA, all of that, yeah.
Yeah, FBI, Facebook, yeah. So that's amazing. Claire, what do you mean declare no profit? So Claire, I think it's very simple. When at the end of the year, whatever you make, you have to like take out the profit. Like taking out, declare the profit means someone or shareholders take that money as an income, as a profit, is not an expense. So that's what declaring no profit. But if you don't take any profit, owners don't take any money out of the company, but they keep everything inside, that means you are not taking or declaring any profit. That means you're not paying taxes. So Silva, thank you. I really appreciate it. I think we've done with the question, and also we are actually over time, and I'm really apologize because the 3 minutes, but I think it's so much fun I'm having with you guys. So let me see the chat in chat. Okay, there are some chat going on there as well. I'm sure there's nothing. Yeah, people are talking. So guys, I quickly, Mark, ask you on a lighter note, where are you traveling next?
Undecided. I married half a year ago. And so I wanted to take some time to introduce my wife to my family, and that there's enough time. But we're thinking about South America next. Yes.
Yes, please come. I'm here. Ask me anything. And I'm also shopping for countries. I call it my favorite time. And let's see, Europe or something, but Asia in December. Bali's the call, Mark. Show up in Bali in December. It's so much fun. So, Dagne, what about you? Where are you? Are you planning to travel somewhere this summer?
Yes, not summer, but I have plans for the winter. I want to go to Spain because of the lack of sun in Estonia. So yeah, that's the one disadvantage of Estonia, the lack of sun in the winter time. It's really dark. It gets so dark.
Yeah. But more guys, more e-residents, they are not in Estonia. We are digital nomads. We are around.
We don't have the problem. That's SilvaHunt is the problem.
Maybe the problem. But Dagne, you are escaping Spain. Mark, please keep us posted. Where are you going? I really want to show my gratitude to both of you because you both showed up, take out very important time from your work life, and then talk to our community. So on the behalf of 150,000 global digital nomads, I am saying thank you and I'm showing my gratitude. And I would maybe in the future we can organize more sessions like that. But it was really informative, of course, and like I was not expecting a lot of people, because normally people watch replays, but seems like people, it's important for people. So thank you everybody who's watching right now, who's here with us, or who is watching the replay. Next week we are having another webinar, free community webinars. It's around UK if I'm not wrong. So please, you will know in the community, in the group, or also in the email list. So stay tuned and make sure you have a lot of fun this weekend. Marc, Dagne, love you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.